All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Up and In Show. We are on the Purple Couch. We're at our downtown location, hosted by our friends at Culture Media, our people at Culture Media. And I'm joined by a very special guest. Thank you, Izzy Besselman, for being here, women's basketball player. Finals week, something like that. Finals 2 weeks, I guess,
yes,
right? Yes, in between time. But yeah, like I said, you're a women's basketball player, but I always kind of like to kick it to the guest to kind of let them introduce themselves for a minute or two, just in case you have anything else you want to talk about that I don't even know about yet.
Yeah, so my name's Izzy, and I am from Baton Rouge, so born and raised. Obviously, I play at LSU, so it's just great to play at a university that I grew up watching, and I have a lot of great experiences with my 2 years that I've played. So.
And I wish we could pan the cameras down to the shoes because the shoe game is fire. So
yeah, I have a little problem.
Yeah, you said it was a problem, but why is it a problem?
It's not a problem when you're looking for shoes to wear, but when you look at your bank account, it's a little bit of a
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the thing is, once you buy a couple pairs, then it's like
it's over.
It's like you see someone, you're like, oh my gosh, I need those, and I need those. So.
And they compliment this,
Yes.
and it's just an excuse
to buy. And then
to buy
it's like
them.
you put on an outfit, and you're like, if only I had these shoes. So.
Trust me, I get it. I'm a sneakerhead, whatever.
Yes.
I've been collecting sneakers for a long time. I have a collectible shop, so somehow I've built it in as an excuse that it's okay, it's for work, and things like that, but
now,
it's not.
That's a great business endeavor. I might need to incorporate that so I can buy some more pairs.
That's how I've just figured out my life. I'm like, the things that are problems, I'm like, oh, just make a business around this. That way we can get some money back on it somehow.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, the shoes are fire, one, but thank you for joining us. I know, I always want to be cognizant of student athletes' time. You guys are pulled in so many different directions and things like that. And media nowadays, everybody's got a podcast, everybody's got a show or something, right? So I appreciate the time very much.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited, and it's a great use of my time.
Absolutely.
So
well, good. I appreciate that. So I always want to dive in. I'm from New Jersey. I grew up in Jersey, so I'm always like hella jealous of people that have gotten a chance to grow up around Baton Rouge and then eventually attend their college. So talk to me what it was like growing up in Baton Rouge. Were you an LSU fan as a young kid?
Yes. So I was an LSU fan. Went to football games, women's basketball games, all the things. But obviously you're sitting in the stands and you dream of being on the court, but it never really occurred to me that could become a reality until I kind of got older and then started exploring different options. So that's been just an amazing experience for me. And just the people, like the food, the music, it's different down here. And even my teammates that come down here, they know it's different, and it's the fan base, it's insane. So, it's amazing, and being from here and seeing all these things kind of come full circle, it's awesome.
Oh, trust me, I get it. I'm 34 years old now, and this marks the 17th year that I've been down here. I came down here when I was 17, so trust me, food, culture, people, everything, it's gotten me. I've built a house here, businesses, I get it.
It sucks you in.
Yes,
and then
absolutely.
you're like, well, I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
So
I love hearing that because sometimes when I first got down here, some of the Baton Rouge people that I met, they're like, I can't wait to leave. They're like, I want to go out, I want to move on. I'm like, do you though? And then most people wind up coming back here.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I love to travel. I love to explore new places, but this is always going to be home for me. And I think it's the people, the food, just the things that make it home. So.
I love it. So I know you played volleyball and basketball in high school, right? What other sports? You played any other sports growing up before high school when things started getting serious?
Yeah, I played them all. I played soccer, I played softball, just every sport. And then I was kind of volleyball, basketball, and track. I ran track my freshman year.
That's awesome.
And then that ended. So I was like, I'm done with this. So then I kind of focused on volleyball and basketball, and those were my two. And then I played club volleyball for like 3-4 years.
Nice.
A team out of here, Red Storm, and we would go play tournaments in different states and stuff. And then I played a couple games AAU basketball, and then I kind of decided basketball is going to be what I want to do. So that's what I explored. But I wanted to look at volleyball and basketball in college, so those were kind of my two loves. And I miss volleyball a lot. So.
Do you?
Yes, I do. But I love to watch it, and
that's one of my favorite sports.
It's so fun. Yeah.
They're crazy athletes too. I feel like they're jumping out the gym, and even beach volleyball, too. I'm like, two people are covering this whole side of the same. Anyway.
Yeah. So for workouts in the summer, like our basketball team will go play beach volleyball with the volleyball players. I'm like, oh, this is my time to shine. Like, bring out all the skills. I'm like, this is it. But
are you still nice? You got it?
Yeah, I still got it, just a little bit. Maintain that. But I'm very casual about it. And I just slam one down.
You just play it, and you're like, damn. Wow.
But there's something different about the sand. It's impossible. My feet, it's just, I have so much respect for them because our calves were dying.
It's crazy. I'm like, it is beach volleyball is one of the most humbling things ever.
Oh my
I swear,
gosh,
if you're an athlete, you think you get out there and you start playing, you're like, no, I'm good. Yeah.
I played, one of my friends plays beach volleyball for Southern Miss. And
nice,
a couple summers ago, she was like, hey, do you want to play in like a tournament with me? It's over the weekend. It's like for 2 days. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I could not walk by the end of it. Like it's hot. Like
it was just you two as a pair?
Yes, it was just us two.
No,
and I was
terrible.
like, that was like my first time really playing beach volleyball. And I was dying, but she carried us. But
that's nice. Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
I've played fours before, and I'm like, never again.
Yes.
I played in that one of the leagues over here in Mangoes or Oasis.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
that's
I'm good. I'm all set. And everybody, I'm tall, so they're just like, oh, get up in the net, slam. You're like, all right, I got it. And then I go up there and I'm like, miss hitting the ball.
And you're like, oh my god.
Timing's awful, and people are like, what's going on, dude? And I'm like, shut up, it's not easy. Like I'm like, it makes you question your athleticism.
Yeah, and you have to dive over on the sand. It's hot. That was my one and done experience. But much respect to all the beach volleyball players out there.
I tip my cap to you for going on a twos. Like that's crazy. I'm like, the fours was hard enough for me, so good for you.
Yeah.
Growing up, so you played all kinds of sports. Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have a brother. He is graduating at TCU this year. He played basketball. He's tall. He's 6'6".
Nice.
So
okay.
he didn't play in college, but he played in high school.
Nice.
So that was definitely fun.
Same high school at Episcopal?
Yeah. So we were 2 years apart. So I got to watch him. He got to watch me. So
that's cool. So older brother. So you guys were hella competitive, I'm sure, growing up.
Yes, definitely. We kind of, there got to a point where we weren't allowed to like play against each other. Fights kind of started happening. They were finally like, no.
That's enough.
But he did have an advantage over me being 6'6".
Yeah, I would imagine. What are you, 5'10"? I think they listed you at 5'10", right? Or something like that. Yeah.
So
our mom and dad tall. I mean, I met mom for a brief second.
They're tall. Yes, my dad's 6'4". So I mean, we come from very athletic family. A lot of my family members, played sports. So it was definitely kind of from when I was younger. That's always what I love to do.
Very cool. Did mom or dad play anything professionally or at college?
No, my dad played football in college for a little bit, and then he came to LSU and just did school and all that stuff.
This was a regular thing.
That's awesome. My grandfather played football for LSU.
Oh, that's really cool.
For all 4 years. So
I love
when
that.
I committed to LSU, he was like, "This is the best."
He was so
ever.
proud. Yes.
I think every time I go on the court, still he says he gets teary eyed. So
I love that.
It's awesome. So.
Yeah, no, that is. That's a big reason I love asking this, because I think my show is about people doing successful things, making themselves successful, and I always wonder, where that lineage come from, where it starts in your family.
Yes.
No one was athletic in my family at all. Like literally, it was just like I had to figure it out on my own, and like, so again, I think it's always cool that people, have played in their families and stuff like that, or had people play different sports.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge family person. I love my family, so. They come to all my games. It's just awesome.
Yeah,
it's really
awesome.
cool. And a lot of them are here, so they try to make everything, and it means the world to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Was that a big decision in where you wanted to go for college, obviously?
So, I mean, I looked at other places to play, obviously not here, and then I kind of got in contact with Coach Mulkey, and then she was like, do you want to come join the team? And I was like, do I want to come join the team?
Yeah,
like,
where do I sign?
Is that a question?
Yeah.
So, I mean, just opportunity to stay home. I have a bunch of friends that go to LSU. I joined a sorority. So, I mean, I just kind of have the best of both worlds, and I get to experience people with all different types of walk of life. So that's kind of like something that I love. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, talk to me what that was like emotionally, or whatever. I guess emotionally probably. When Kim Mulkey calls and tells you have an opportunity to play for the women's basketball team here.
I mean, I couldn't believe it at first. I was like, is she being for real? Like, and then
it was one of those AI things. Somebody's voice, like
yeah. So it kind of happened really quick within the span of like a week. I talked to her, and then I went to go on a visit. I had an official visit with LSU, and I was like, this place is awesome. Like, obviously, I knew what LSU was, but just seeing it through the athletic viewpoint and the eyes, I was like, this is insane. Like, I want to come here. And then it just kind of, after the visit, it just kind of happened, and I was like, I was just insane. And then she was calling me, and I was like, this is crazy. Because, cool. I mean, when I was little, the reason why I had this kind of relationship with Coach Mulkey, when I was little, I went with one of my friends to her Baylor camp. And they were family friends, so we would stay at her house.
Nice.
So she knew me when I didn't even know how to tie my shoes.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, and then we just, I mean, obviously I followed her when she was at Baylor, and but I didn't really talk to her, and then we kind of got reconnected. So it was definitely just kind of meant to be, but it was insane.
Really cool.
And I still think of, and I'm thinking back on like the experience of me getting to play for her, and then fast forward 2 years, and the things that we have done, the things that she's done, it's insane. Yeah. So.
I can't wait to dive into your
Yes.
experience and talk about it. I've had a couple Mulkey players on the podcast, been fortunate enough to try to, and obviously I know Kramer, and so I know Kim a little bit, but I know her on a different level, not on a, as a coaching level, obviously. So I'm excited to dive in on that. But what other schools were you looking at before we get into the LSU experience?
Yeah, I was looking at some schools up north, and then I went to a couple camps at Southeastern, just kind of places like that.
Yeah.
And then also on the volleyball side, just kind of looking to see where I could play if I wanted to go that path. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
So were you going to be a dual sport person at some other schools, or you were just going to do volleyball at some places?
It was just kind of like one or the other. It wasn't really like...
Because are they the same season-ish, or are they crossover?
I mean, they kind of overlap. I mean, it would be a lot to do that. Like right now, I can't imagine like playing both. People who do that, I'm like, you're awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
it probably takes away from the college experience too, right? You said you're in a sorority.
Yes.
You wouldn't have too much time outside of those things.
I mean, I don't have that much time, especially when we're in season. Like, obviously, Coach Mulkey let me be in a sorority, but obviously basketball comes first. So I don't get to do that much. But when I can, I try to go to stuff, and I have some good friends in that sorority. So
that's awesome.
It's really awesome to see kind of two different worlds.
Yeah, it seems like Kim has a pretty good understanding of the modern, this generation, and kind of lets people be themselves, right?
Yes.
I mean, you see Flauge, does her own thing in her own world, right? And so like, hey, look, as long as you can be a basketball player from this time to this time, right? That's kind of all she's asking
Exactly.
for. Yeah.
And I mean, she wants you to be ourselves. She embraces our personalities, like Angel Flauge. And Flauge does so many things. Like, she is one of the hardest working people I've ever been around. She carries so much, but when she's at basketball or when she's all in, she's not, the way she balances everything, it's always like been insane to me. So
I think it's a testament to your guys' generation too. Like, when I was growing up and when I was playing baseball, it was, hey, you focus on this is what you are, this is your identity kind of. But nowadays, you guys grew up with more access to things and you guys have had balances, but I always still respect the switch, right? The second you guys get in the door, you're basketball players, and like to hear that about Flauge is amazing. And then obviously if you have balance too, doing other things, it's...
Yeah, and I mean, NIL has opened up a lot of doors for athletes, just being able to embrace their different sides, their business sides, and setting themselves up for the future when the ball stops bouncing. And I think that's really special because, I mean, you have a limited amount of time playing your sport, so you need to kind of set yourself up. And this allows you to start thinking about that future while enjoying your sport. And I think that is special.
Yeah.
And to be playing in this time I'm grateful. So
no, absolutely. I want to dive in on that, like while we're on that. And actually, I'm going to take a second to do an organic ad read right here. So St. Rock Vodka is the official vodka of the NIL Bayou Tradition. It's the official vodka of the Bayou Traditions Collective, which helps you guys make some money, off the courts and stuff like that. So I just want to shout out 7-3 Distilling and St. Rock Vodka. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without you guys. And every bottle sold of St. Rock Vodka goes back into the collective, so it helps support athletes like Izzy and everybody else that wears an LSU uniform. So real quick, just had to shout them out. But while we're on NIL, have you, I'm like you said, it kind of makes your brain start going. So have you dipped into any NIL stuff, or have you started thinking about what would be next or how you want to start branding yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple deals, but really just kind of toning in on my passions, what I like to do, and then maybe like exploring, taking that further and just kind of find my interests and be able to capitalize on the time that I'm playing basketball here. Because I mean, we have such a big platform and use that to express yourself and express things that you like, because you never know who's out there listening or want to know. So that's kind of my thoughts on that.
Absolutely.
But as far as the future goes, I'm not really sure what I want to do.
What's the major? What do you major?
I'm majoring in communication, so it's very kind of, I can do a lot of different things. That's kind of what I wanted to do. And so I'm just kind of, testing it out, enjoying different endeavors.
No, I love it. And I think you're so smart for what you said, right? And again, my podcast and the reason I started this was, one, I wanted to sit down and learn from people that I thought were great, that I thought were doing really cool stuff. Two, I wanted to put myself out there, on camera, learn how to talk, and you never know who sees it. But then three, working with athletes and entrepreneurs and different things, being able to give them content to be able to spread it, right? To be like, oh, that was worth my 30 minutes, my 45 minutes I went and sat with Anthony, right? If we chop a clip up and you're saying something, you're well-spoken, you're good-looking, you have this, you bring this to the table, you have a network, you never know who's going to call and be like, hey, Izzy, I want to, why don't you come over to this event, do this, and it opens up doors for you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what I love talking to people and just kind of, so any opportunity that I can to, create my brand and talk to people about myself,
Absolutely.
I'm going to take it. So
No,
that's
smart.
why I'm very thankful to
good.
be here with you.
No,
So.
I'm thankful for your time. So it's good. And we're all sitting here in
Yeah.
gratitude. This is good.
Yeah. Good feeling.
Yeah, it is. It's it. Good vibes. Well, talk to me a little bit about being a walk-on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how that process works, but you said Kim recruited you technically. Still,
Yeah,
right?
so she was kind of called me and she was like, "Do you want to come on the team?" I was like, "Yes." Obviously, as a walk-on. But the way Kim is like, I pay for school, but that is it. Like, you would not know that.
Yeah.
She treats me the same.
Absolutely,
She
yeah.
yells at me the same. I get all
Yeah,
the fair
yeah.
things, and I think that's special. Like, I don't get treated
Absolutely.
like differently, and I think that to me that means a lot.
Yeah.
And just the opportunity to get to learn from her and the coaching staff, and to be able to be friends with my teammates, to be able to know my teammates. I mean, that's just what it's all about for me. And yes, I might not get that time on the court, but anytime that I do, I'm gonna take advantage and enjoy it. And everybody's like, "Is it worth it?" I'm like, "Is it worth it?" Like,
yeah, what do you
what?
mean?
Yeah, exactly. So
and I mean, how many times, and I'm sure this is your goal, everybody's goal that's played at your level, at that level.
Yeah.
I mean, and you've gotten in games, like, and like you've played, like, it's not like you're like, oh, I'm on the team wearing a jersey, like you bring things to the table. But I think, like you said, you're learning from these superstars, you're waiting for your opportunity, right? And you're learning from one of the greatest coaches of all time, literally. So not only are you going to get better, but then when you have your opportunities, you're going to be ready to contribute and stuff like that. And every team needs that.
Yeah, no. And like a big thing for Mulkey is you have 12, 13 players on the team. Like, not everybody is going to score 30. So you got to know your role and you got to play it, because everybody contributes in a team.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of what I stick to, and it's been great so far. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not, and your guys' rotation, even for the scholarship players last year, was, I mean, she played 7 people,
and,
right?
I mean,
like, it was wild, 7, 8 girls.
Because, I mean,
like,
you had, like, these people are incredibly talented. It's insane.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's just the way that coach coaches. She has a system, and, these players come in, and it either works or it doesn't.
Absolutely.
And she loves them either way. So I think that's a great aspect of basketball.
Well, talk to me a little bit about what that's like, right? So, I remember when I came as a freshman, same thing. I didn't know where I was going to fit in. You never know. And then even on, when I first got called up to the major leagues, I wasn't a main part of that team. I was trying to figure out how I contributed and stuff. So for our listeners, for somebody who might be, just starting out in a sport, or might be that player on a team, how do you stay present every day and wait for your opportunity? What's a mindset that you kind of carry every day?
Like, a thing that I go by is be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's kind of like what I always say to myself. And that's just kind of like, that things aren't going to go your way, but you're going to have to take advantage of whatever you get, whether that be 20 reps or whether that be 1.
Yep.
Make that rep perfect. And that's just kind of what I go about. And enjoy the experiences. Like, you were in a spot where there are thousands of people dying to be. So enjoy that and take advantage of that. Yeah. So, yeah.
You're extremely humble. I think it's way more than thousands that want to be where you're at. So that's awesome that you have that. But no, that's a great perspective. I think that's it, right? And again, it's the gratitude. It's the mindset of appreciation rather than, not of what you don't have, right? So there's this book called The Gain and the Gap, and it's like you can focus on the things that you have done and where you're at, right? Versus the things, well, I wish I was doing this, or I wish I was this player or that player, I was this many minutes, right? So that mindset, I think, is crucially important, and I think it obviously is something that's instilled in you guys and why you guys have had the success that you guys have.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's like, find what you're good at and excel at that. So
absolutely.
that's,
What do you think is the biggest thing, I guess that's a loaded question, but playing under Kim Mulkey, what are some things that you've learned that you appreciate that you will carry on for the rest of your life, you think?
I mean, just obviously she teaches us about basketball, but the lessons that she carries in us for life, I mean, that is the biggest takeaway. Seeing how hardworking she is, seeing how the hard work that she instills in us, and just the little snippets that she gives us along the way, I think that's kind of what I'm always going to take with me. And also, like I said, the experiences. I mean, like winning a national championship, it's not a bad experience to hold on to.
Yeah.
So, it's
average, above average.
Slight,
less than 1% of people do it in the world, but it's okay. Yeah,
I guess I'm thankful for that.
Yes.
Yeah, no, but
what's the ring like? Is it nice?
It's pretty big.
That's
like
nice.
I can't wear it around. It's heavy.
It's heavy. That's what I was gonna say.
Like,
you're gonna have some balance walking down the street. Yeah.
No, but it's awesome. It's in a nice case, and
That's
every once in a while I go look at it, and I'm like,
just appreciate it.
Yeah, just smile. But
absolutely.
But no, Kim, Coach Mulkey, she teaches us so much, and she just she wants you to be who you are, and she wants you to make the most of your life, and she's gonna be there supporting you, and I think that's like the biggest thing I'm thankful for from her. Yeah,
absolutely. I think just something like this is the old man in me talking right now, but as life goes, right, you'll learn so much. You'll realize so much more as you go on to be like, oh, I learned so much from that woman, you know, like, or that time spent, or this teammate, or that situation, right?
Yeah.
A lot of time, that's why they say hindsight's always 20/20. It's very clear afterwards, but you'll realize what you've learned so much more as time goes on too. So
I mean,
really cool.
even like last year, there was times where I'm like, what is going on? And now I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That's why that happened. So I think it's cool to just take everything in and just enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I want to get into a little bit of like storytelling or story time. Like, you're a Baton Rouge native. Talk to me what it was like the first time that you got called into a game on the PMAC court.
I'm trying.
Or you could go overall first game if that's easier to recall or whatever.
I can't like. It's all kind of jumbled in my mind just because of how amazing that was. Yeah. But I'll tell a story this year. So, I think it was like one of our first couple games, and
this past season.
Yeah, and I scored, and I'm running back on defense, and the entire place just goes. I'm like, look up, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then one of my teammates comes and like she slaps me, and she's like, bruh, like, and it just, I mean, that's I literally get chills talking about it. And especially like some games where we're winning a lot and you know everybody's going in, and then I'll vaguely hear some like chants of my name. Yeah. And then Mulkey looks at me and I'm looking at her. I'm like, hi. Like, and she's like,
so
Izzy. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So, but I think that's kind of the memories that I'm never gonna forget. And, I mean, like I said, she doesn't have to do that, but she does, and that's just the type of person she is. So, absolutely. Yeah.
That's really cool. I got literally have chills because, again, at 34 years old, right, I remember certain moments of my career that you're just like, these are gonna, so that's gonna like stick with you forever. So for you, I'm extremely happy. That's so amazing.
Thank you.
And something cool about that, and again, why I do my podcast too, is I think people forget that this stuff's gonna live forever on YouTube, right? So you're gonna have kids one day, you're gonna have a family one day, and you'll be able to like tell your kids, like, I remember this, like, see, it was really happy, you know.
Yeah, like, remember that day I sat on that purple couch.
Yes, let's go. Yes, but you'll always remember that stuff. I'm sure it's on video too. I guess that's what I forget about my career. All my stuff wasn't always on video, but
now everything is. You can look up anything.
Yes, that's so cool.
Good old media.
Yes. What about the national championship? Were you traveling with the team and everything?
So I travel with. She brings everybody.
That's so awesome.
Even if you heard, like Samaya this year, she unfortunately tore her ACL,
Yeah.
and Samaya was with us. She was holding the video camera, you know, being a part of it. So
I guess it's different when you have like 15 or 14. Exactly. You know, baseball, you have 45 people.
Yeah. So luckily, I'm in a sport where it's not that, so I get to go. And so we went to Dallas. Yeah. So first we were in Greenville. Right. That was the Sweet 16 in the Elite Eight, and we won the Elite Eight game against Miami, and we were like, yo, we're going to the Final Four. Yeah. Like, if you would ask anybody,
got chills again.
like anybody, like, I'm not saying we, the fan base, like, we were going to be good, but nobody would have expected. Thought. Yeah, I mean, that was year two. Even Mulkey was like, what's going on? So we're at the Final Four. We play against, let me see, Virginia Tech. Well, actually, okay. So our Sweet 16 game before Miami was Utah. Yeah. And I don't know if you watched that game. The game was so close. It was back and forth. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, the people on the bench. So we're down. We're up by one with 0.2 seconds maybe, and we get fouled. Like, we fouled them. So we put them at the line. We're only up by one. She misses both of them, thankfully, and we win. But, I mean, that game was insane. And then we win Miami, and then we go to Virginia Tech. In that game, too, that was, like, back and forth. Like, we were down in the fourth quarter.
Virginia Tech was good. They had a legendary coach, right?
So good, yes. That was a really good team. Yeah. And we're down.
Then they have like a couple good scores.
Yeah, they had the point guard and then Kitley.
Yes, yeah.
And now that coach is at Kentucky. Yes. She's going with them, so we'll see them in the SEC.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But that's wild. Transfer portal, everything's moving parts.
It's free agency. Yeah, it's crazy. Exactly. That's wild. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So we play Virginia Tech. We're down, and we're in the huddle, and Mulkey's like, I want y'all to play these next 2 minutes like these are the last minutes you're ever gonna play of basketball. And we go out there and we dominate, and then we win. And this was the first time that this program, men or women, have been to a national championship game. And I mean, we're sitting in the locker room like, oh my gosh, like, this is insane. And then we go out, and Iowa and South Carolina are playing. And that South Carolina team was loaded. Like, they were really good. I mean, they're always good. But that team, So we see that South Carolina lost, and we're like, we're playing Iowa. Yeah. So we're like, okay, like, let's do it. So we go back to the hotel, we watch our film, and then we practice, and then a couple days later, we're at the national championship game. Yeah. And it was just insane. Like, our team was so thankful to be there. Like, it was just amazing. And then
this
that
is a
game,
time where media is absolutely blowing up too, right?
Yeah, this is like the rise of women. This is like it has been at an all-time high, and I feel like that game, it started from,
literally that game.
Yeah,
Caitlin Clark, Angel doing all the things,
and she's an
everything
unreal player. I mean, obviously we saw her this year,
right?
But I mean, props to her. She's awesome.
You tip your cap.
Yes, exactly. I mean, even Mulkey's like, we're glad she's gone.
Yeah, literally. Didn't she say that in like the huddle or like in the handshake line or something?
Yeah.
Like, thank God I don't have to coach against anymore.
But that Iowa game last year was crazy. I mean, we got that lead at halftime. Jazz couldn't miss. It was just like everything during that season, like the pieces just kind of pieced together. And the funny thing is, that was our entire theme for the year, was piece it together, like piece all of the puzzle pieces together. And it just kind of happened that way. And I mean, when that clock ran out, I mean, there were tears. Mulkey and Flage were hugging. Like, it was awesome.
Confetti everywhere.
Yeah, and I still it was insane. Like, that memory will never leave. That was just
so good. I'm so happy for you.
I know.
Like, it's seriously, it's again, I'm way older than you, but these memories, it's crazy because like you're gonna have so many experiences in your life, but that one will never go away. And I was fortunate enough to have Jazz on the show after, and just sitting there, I remember being like, oh, I have to ask a question. I forgot. Like, I'm just like, tell me more. Yeah, I'm like, tell me more. I'm like, what was it? And I'm like, so I just, even hearing these stories, I literally had chills all over my legs, just again because, I know, but you don't know until later. Like, you really don't. And so just sitting here having that perspective, I'm like, good for you. Like, this is just awesome, and you're so in it right now. So and I think you're approaching everything really well, too, just hearing the way that you appreciate it and everything, too.
But
so
cool. And I mean, it was cool because we won, and then you have baseball win, and then this year it's gymnastics. I mean, it's just like...
LSU's the craziest brand in
sports
right now.
It's just like LSU. Like,
literally,
why not? Like, it's insane. It's fun to see. And to see everybody's hard work pay off, because we know what it takes to get there. So, I mean, it's just a greater appreciation for all the players and the sports teams that get to win that trophy.
Dude, the LSU brand is crazy right now. That's why. So Abby in here that was doing the cameras and stuff, I literally hired her from Dallas because I was like, we have to capture this moment in LSU sports. Like, it is. I played here and it was cool. We had some good athletes and stuff, but it's like, not only are we winning, so not only do we have these great athletes, like iconic athletes, but we're actually winning too. So we have these iconic coaches that are pulling them all together, being able to actually pull it off too. So to me, this is a time like no other. So that's why, you guys are killing it. I think you guys have an incredible brand that you guys are representing so well and doing things. Yeah, absolutely amazing. So
it's definitely been a fun ride. But I mean, you have players, like you said, you have so many great players that come here, but they can't raise that trophy. It's just, and then like to be able to accomplish that, because I mean that's everybody's goal. When you set out to play sports in college, you want to win a national championship. And to just see, especially people like Angel who came here when it was not like
exactly.
and
it was a belief, it was an idea, right?
And she worked her butt off, and she helped guide us there. It's awesome. And now she's with the Sky, living her best life.
Angel.
Yes.
It's so crazy. How wild has it been for you to see these girls as your teammates and just friends, right? And then be like, literally in a flash. Like, I remember when Angel came on campus and I had the collectible shop. So I was like, I remember being like, man, that's a cool name. I knew her story a little bit. I was like, we should do a little NIL deal. And I remember looking at her Instagram for the first time. She had like 30-something thousand followers. And I was like, and then just to watch her ascend through last year, and now to think where she is and who she is, and the whole grand scheme of things.
I mean, she deserves that. She works so hard, and like I think Flage said it the best. She carries a lot of weight. The crown is heavy. That's what she said.
Absolutely.
But like that's just her personality. She's like, let me take it. Like, we lose a game, it's not even. She's tweeting out, this one was on me, just to take that heat off of us. Like, that's just the type of person, the type of leader she is.
I love that.
And I mean, what, she had like 3 million followers now.
So
it's insane. So it's awesome.
Well, that's really cool. I love hearing that. Well, talk to me a little bit about one of my favorite things. So I was fortunate enough in 2009, we won a national championship with the baseball team, but that next year was so difficult. I came back as a junior, So talk to me about you guys, because in my opinion, you guys had a little rough patch in the beginning. There was some ups and downs, but overall, I think you guys had an incredible year defending national championship.
No, and I mean, when you win, there's a target on your back next season. And I mean, we brought in great players, Haley, Nice, everybody, thought there's nothing that can stop them, that type of thing. But we knew, like, this was a new team. This wasn't last year. Like, it's hard. Like, people don't realize how hard it is to get there. They're like, oh, you got to the Elite Eight. Like, all right. We're like, yo,
no,
like,
we went to the Elite
yeah,
Eight. Like, that's
Mulkey
badass.
was like, y'all
yeah.
need to be proud.
Yeah.
Like, she was like, and I think that was hard because you had these new players who are coming in and people are expecting, greatness off the bat.
Yeah.
And it's like, you need to mesh together. You need to, and I mean, we had a great year. We had rough patches. Yes. I mean, every team does, but we learned a lot from those. And I mean, everybody is going to tell you, yes, we didn't win that championship, but we had a great year and we, enjoyed our time. And I mean, we had fun.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
finishing in the top 10 is like I mean, think about, I mean, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely a standard, I guess, that we hold ourselves to,
Right.
and I mean LSU does too. So not reaching that, of course, is disappointing. But sometimes you have to take a step back and be like, okay, like we got next year. Let's focus. Fortunately, like a good amount of our players are coming back, so we're kind of refocused, and we see gymnastics win. And we're so happy, and we're like, we want to get back there. Like that's what we want to do. Like we're gonna do whatever it takes. And we brought in we have some transfers coming in, some new faces. So I'm excited for next year, and I think there's gonna be a certain hunger that people don't realize that we have. So I think it's gonna be great.
I'm fired up.
Yeah.
I've been saying it, like we've had a couple of shows, and I've been saying I think Anissa Moreau is going to be
Yeah.
literally probably the face of college basketball. I think
She's insane.
dude, she is so skilled.
Like I remember like it was one of our first practices, and she caught the ball kind of on the like away from the basket a little bit, and she just turned and shot it. And we were like, she didn't even look at the goal.
Yeah.
Like, how does she we were like, what? And I mean, just to see her kind of go through her journey this season, ups and downs, the highs, I think people are going to be shocked about what she's going to do. And Samaya coming back. Like,
crazy,
Samaya, like, she stayed here all last summer, worked her butt off,
Yep.
and then unfortunately went down. But she's going to put people on her toes. Like, everybody. Like, I could go on. Like,
I know.
I could go on and on, but it's definitely going to be a great season.
No,
so.
I'm excited to see some of the returners come back. I'm excited to see who takes that new leadership with Angel and Haley gone, and and see Flau'jae, rise to that.
Keep rising.
Yeah, exactly.
Flau'jae.
It's like she just keeps getting better. I felt like she got better every single game last year too. Like I was just like, this is crazy.
And there's some videos of like Angel will make a shot and they'll pan to the camera and Flau'jae's like jumping up and down. Like that's just the energy that she has. She'll be rapping on the court. Like,
she seems like a
hyping
best
stuff up.
teammate.
Yes, like she comes in every day with a smile. She's like, "What up, gang? Let's get to work." Like
I love it.
that type of stuff. So having that type of player, having these type of people on a team is definitely going to lead to success. So I'm ready. I'm getting chills thinking about it. It's going to be fun.
I know.
But yeah.
Who are some of the transfers coming in? I'm trying to think of some of the names.
So yeah, we have a girl from Mississippi State.
Okay.
And then we have a girl coming from Miami.
Nice.
She was at Duke before that, and
Okay.
she went to Miami. So she's coming in. They're all guards. And then we have a girl coming from Arizona.
Nice.
So I got to meet them a little bit, but not really get to know them. But we go to our foreign trip. I don't know if you knew. We're going to Greece and Croatia at the end of August. So we'll get to kind of, I mean, not a bad way to meet your teammates in Europe, hanging out.
Yeah, Greece sounds a little bit amazing. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
a little jealous, yeah.
So, it's going to be fun to, get to know them and see how they play and that type of stuff. So I'm excited.
Good. What are you working on personally in your game? What are you looking forward to improving the most on going into this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think just getting stronger and faster, that type of thing. I mean, you make big jumps from your sophomore to junior year. You go from underclassman to an upperclassman.
Yep.
So that type of thing. And just shooting, just being ready. If I get the ball, I'm shooting
Absolutely,
it.
Let's go.
Hopefully it goes in, So just kind of
shoot or
stuff
shoot,
like
baby.
that.
Let's go. Yeah.
And I mean, when we go on away trips, I'm scout, so I play scout team.
Nice.
So that's like, I love that.
Yeah, that's your opportunity.
Exactly,
Let's go.
I get to guard, So that's just kind of, I look forward to those type of things. So yeah.
Who do you usually match up with in scout?
It kind of depends. I sometimes guard Flau'jae. It just kind of depends.
Yeah.
If we play in a zone, I would be on the bottom of the zone, and I would go. Angel was trying to post me up, and we're just laughing and pushing each other. And she goes up, and I just get out the way.
You're like, oh, sorry. Yeah.
Didn't want to hurt you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be my problem if I was on the scout team. I'd be like, all right, no, you ain't doing that. But I'm like, oh wait, we're teammates.
No,
I forgot.
yeah. So it's like me, a couple other players, Joe.
Joe's been on the podcast
exactly,
too. Yeah.
Joe and G. So we got a pretty good thing going on.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Go.
Yeah.
I've been joking with Joe and Mulkey for years. I'm like, I need to get on that practice squad. Let me get out there. But I'm like, I'm gonna hurt somebody. I'm just like, I'm too competitive. What are you laughing at? Don't be laughing over there.
He's got all this talent that he needs to.
I just know it's more just energy I need to get out. That's it. I just need to get the energy out.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything about talent. I said I would hurt somebody probably because of my energy. That's it. And I love basketball. So
Yeah.
So what else? I'm going to let you get out of here in a minute, but rolling into this year, it's your junior year now. What else? Anything else you're focusing on? Anything else you're looking forward to?
I mean, nothing crazy. Like I said, just kind of exploring my different interests, kind of getting into like more the business side and just kind of, I'm just traveling, just stuff like that. Just embracing.
I'm a nerd in business. What do you like in business? So like, talk to me. You like to read books or you like
I like to read. Yeah, okay. I read a couple books. I really like to listen to them. Like if I go to bed, I'll like listen to books before I go to bed. But my dad, he's so hardworking and he has he taps into a lot of different business type things. So I'm kind of like want to learn from him. And cool. My brother knows business. So just kind of like letting them pour their knowledge on me and absolutely. Just kind of, like I said, explore different things because I'm not sure what I want to do. But I mean, I have an opportunity, so why not kind of get started early and just. It's very relaxed. It's nothing crazy, but so that's just kind of my mindset. Yeah.
Just go get experience places. I think people love that you're, LSU basketball player. Like I said, you speak well, good looking person. Like people would want your energy around, and that's the best thing that I try to suggest to people in your shoes, right? This is like you kind of said it first. You're in this unique opportunity. It's not going to last forever, but just go learn. Like I'm 34 years old. I'm doing entrepreneurship. I'm still trying stuff. Yeah. I'm like, I'm still young. I got time. So like, you just got to learn through experience and just try different things. So,
exactly. Cool. And I mean, I'm taking obviously I'm at LSU, but I'm from here, so I'm local. So just kind of exploring just those type of things, and really just take anything that kind of comes my way. Like you said, nothing is too much. Just let people kind of help you along the way. So absolutely. That's kind of where I'm at.
Well, good. Well, I appreciate the time. I'm looking forward to watching your shoe collection continue to grow. See what you buy next.
You might need to give me some advice on the business,
I don't know about
anything that I can turn into shoes, into like working, I'm down,
That's it. You just got to somehow get an ROI behind it, so that way you just justifies all the purchases in your head and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. But seriously, Izzy, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. This was a great episode. I feel like time flew by and I didn't even realize that it was 30, 40 minutes already. How long have we been going? Yeah, that's crazy.
Perfect.
Yeah, this could have been easily an hour,
I know,
2-hour conversation. But again, thank you for being here. Thank you to our sponsors, all the listeners, St. Rock Vodka, the official vodka of the Bayou Traditions Collective, Rejuvenate Medical, the anti-aging clinic in Baton Rouge. Make sure you guys go check them out. And they're actually all over Louisiana, but they do all kinds of stuff from hormone replacement to blood work, overall health. They do Botox, the injections, keep you young, keep you looking good, sexy, all that good stuff. So go check them out. Rejuvenate Medical. They have a big social media presence too. They're really cool people. They take care of me and help us with the podcast. So Izzy, thank you again.
Thank you
go
so
enjoy
much.
the rest of your day. Summer, I know finals are almost done.
Yes, got to finish strong.
Yes, exactly. Keep killing it. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.